Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah. Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto, under 20 total carbs. And as most of you know, I don't do net. I don't do candy bars with wigs. I don't do keto-fied things. I don't do shakes. Just my body going upstairs. Well, I guess it shakes even when I'm walking. I'm 68, you know. So how is everybody doing today? I'm doing well. It's a typical fall day here on Cape Cod, a new fall type of day. It's high humidity and cool temps, and so we'll just go about our day. And I've been doing my keto thing since I got up, responding to comments on my videos and working with my clients on Chronometer, because there's a section where you can leave notes. So they do when I do, and it all works. Are you beating yourself up with expectations? Expectations that like you put on yourself like you're 30, and yet you watch here and you learn about turtles and pickles and snowflakes and you go, oh God, she's just so obnoxious with that. But the whole idea of the turtle is that you're not a road runner. You're just easily going along, thinking of what you're doing each day as a journey, discovering new, simple little things about yourself that you never thought, you'd ever learn to that depth. And it's kind of sweet to learn what works for you and what doesn't. And, sometimes I'll be working with somebody that's not getting enough calories. Sometimes I'll be working with somebody that has the weight gain and they've changed nothing in their food plan. What does that mean? They give up even more? It's like crazy. I think that most women that are over 50 could probably handle 1,300 calories a day, although a lot of us don't. It feels like way too dangerous, much less to get to 14. And then there's some people I see that have 15, 16, and 1,700 calories every day. So I don't know. We're different. It's not about calories in, calories out. It's just about metabolisms and timing and circadian rhythm and stuff that we have no freaking control over. So let's all just chill out, do some of this, and get on with our day of enjoying. If you are 2 meals a day and things are kind of sluggish and lagging and you just don't know how to make things work, my suggestion is to try 1 meal a day. See if that works. I did it and never turned back. Sure, I have hungrier moments. And if you watch Keto Mad Mike's podcast about the empty stomach and the hunger, it's all very interesting. And it took me about 12 hours after I watched it to begin to understand. Sure, when you do 1 meal a day, your tummy is probably empty for most of it, and your digestion and your body will thank you for that. But it's like it's only full for a number of hours while your body digests your 1 meal a day, and the rest of the time your stomach is empty. And sometimes you don't feel hungry. Like I'm not hungry until it's time for me to eat my 1 meal a day. But I do have the empty stomach thing, and sometimes I've got the growls. case of the growls, which is better than having a growling mood, right? And I just know that it's my body just emptying out, doing whatever it does, but it's not hungry per se. But for some people, they do experience that true hunger. And I always say, add a hard-boiled egg, add another, 14 grams of a fat in a coffee, or I don't know, even to have, some people have a tablespoon of butter and just lick it out of the tablespoon. It's what might work for you. I know it sounds crazy, but it's like what helps you get through. And to me, it's about keeping those carbs so low that you can stand it and still get on with your day. Monday through Friday, my carbs are total under 5. And then on the weekends, I have more because I have the keto pizza. And then I have those 3 small portions of veggies that come off the big green egg. And so those low carbs, I don't even mess with them. It's not about that. And I have increased my protein. And that feels good. Sometimes I have as much as 70 grams of protein, which may not seem like a lot to some of you, but I was only having 35 before. So I do believe it helps. It keeps me satiated longer. So even though my body is ready all the time, Ms. Slick sometimes takes over the wheelhouse controls. I don't eat, but I do have that feeling of like, wow, I sure could. And fortunately, I'm home and I'm not subjected to, restaurant smells or other people's lunches smells, things that you might, or visuals, the worst for me, that you might have to see when you're working with other people. And so I'm happy for that. But it is getting used to something if you go to that one meal a day. Or if you have your 2 meals a day, put them closer to each other. When I was doing 2 meals a day, it was noon and 3. And at noon, I would have a high protein only lunch, no carbs. I would have like a piece of meat with some melted butter on it, or scrambled eggs with bacon, or scrambled eggs with cream cheese, something like that at noon. And then at 3, I would have the other meal. So I would be, making those 1,000 to 1,200 calories, splitting them up, because I do have 2 fatty coffees each day. And so those use up some calories too and have fats in them to carry me through the day. So that's what I say, is get those carbs down, down, down as far as you can go, and then work with the protein and the fat till you get to a place where you do find you are satiated, or going from the 2 meals a day to 1 meal a day. And it's not like I'm eating a whole boatload of food with my 1 meal a day. It's not, I've cut back on my carbs, so I have a very small salad with cottage cheese. And last night I had pink Himalayan ghee with macadamia nut oil, and I melted the ghee, just warmed it up gently just to get it to liquid, and poured that over the salad. Yeah, there is a heaven, and it was on that plate. One of the things I suggest to you is, I got excited about that, and when I checked out liquid ghee in the stores, it was infused with grapeseed oil. So be very careful about that. Don't grab it off the shelf and figure they did something to it to make it just, an oil. So you didn't have to melt it. It wasn't like a buttery substance. Be careful. You don't want grapeseed oil. It's a seed oil, and the name even gives it away. Grape seed oil. So just be careful, because what you think is in one product might not be in the next, and you might find yourself going, oh, I wish I knew that before I spent $22 on it, because I think that's what it was. So anyway, so today we bought all this meat at Market Basket, and so so I'm having steak tips today, sirloin steak tips, and I did have 3 ounces of them last night, and they were rather tough. It's not filet, and it's not porterhouse, and it's not ribeye, but I've got them planned. So this is what I'm having. These are my macros for the day. They're very low. My total calories are 1,120. My protein is 67.3. My carbs are 3.5, and my fats are 96.4. So who knows, there may be a little more fat in my food plan. And so what I'm having today is that usual salad, except I'm having Organic Girl Baby Spring Mix, 50 grams of that because there was no baby butter, lettuce. And I'm having 50 grams of Good Culture cottage cheese on that. Then I'm going to have that pink Himalayan macadamia nut dressing. And for the steak, it's 7 ounces of the tips. And then I have 2 ounces of 2 of these. It is 1 tablespoon of Kerrygold and 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream for this first one that I blend in my NutriBullet. And then the next one is 1 tablespoon of the ghee, and I'm having the Fourth and Heart Madagascar vanilla bean ghee with 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. That's my day. That's my 1,120 calories. And I'm very happy with that. Maybe I would add, um, maybe melted butter on top of the steak or something like that for a few more fats and a few more calories. We'll see. But I'm happy with it. But I don't have the expectations that I used to as a young person about how it should go. I don't tune into people that are 30, under 40, doing how I lost 60 pounds in 4 weeks doing keto, and I have keto-fied things every day. No, you're not doing that either, I hope. It's one less thing that you have to give up when it comes time to give it up, right? When that plateau comes or the stall comes, and it's really neither, it's just you're not losing anymore because the foods that you're eating aren't helping your digestion, and you have to start giving up. And if you've become addicted to something keto-fied, it's just one more thing that you have to give up. You've already given up sugars and grains, so why tease? Why tease that? Because just think of how incredible that is. Those two things that you lived on. I lived on crappy, sugary, grainy, yucky fat processed foods for decades. And so to give that up, I don't want to tease my addict, my head, my stomach with keto-fied items that mimic that. And this apparently is the season if you become subjected to looking at things. And one person said they're on Pinterest only to print recipes for what they'll have when they're fat adapted and they can handle the things. And it's like, okay, but for me, it's easy. It's easy for me to have the identifiable foods on my plate when I eat. And I know that for carnivores, that's really easy. It's a pork chop. It's a chicken quarter. It's a hunk of steak. It's part of a sausage. Gee, that's just what you had, Keto Mad, isn't it, for dinner? And so for me, it's that little salad still with the cottage cheese and my new favorite dressing. So it just all works. I don't tamper with it because I like my whole foods. I know, I try to be careful where I buy them. I'm not as vigilant as I could be with the grass-fed because it's not as easy to find. But I don't have a farm like Jim does from beating obesity and other people. And a couple of my clients have, parts of cows in their freezer. They buy parts of a cow from their neighbors that have farms. How lucky are they? So, we all do what we do, but the expectations, keeping them low, it just keeps you from getting into that place of feeling like, you're failing again, and you're not failing again. Your body, it's going to take a while for it to catch up. If you're like my age in your 60s and you've been doing damage for like what I did, 65 years of junk, it's going to take a while for your body to catch up. Healing on the inside it's not going to be an overnight job. You could have non-scale victories that show up right away. But I am telling you, the more identifiable the foods that you eat are, probably your process will go a whole lot smoother. It's called eating clean, and it's sensible eating. If you came into my kitchen, my pantry, my fridge, my counters, you would see all identifiable things. My oils, my ghees, my, Pete and Jerry organic eggs, my cheese drawer, the one little sad container of lettuce that I buy now instead of the ones that I had when I had the big ones. And so it's all identifiable. The meats are identifiable. The portions are regular. They are. And so I have that substantial meal. I leave the table when I'm content. I push away when I'm content, not stuffed. And then right after the content comes the full and the satiated. And then I know that that portion was just enough. I'm not waking up at midnight, trying to figure out, well, if I have something now, do I put it on yesterday's tracker or today's tracker? No, I'm not doing that sort of thing. I know that I'm just one of these little piglets, and I know that as soon as, if I was hungry and I woke up in the middle of the night or something like that, I mean, it doesn't happen, but well, that's because I'm up in the middle of the night. But if I thought I was hungry, I would glam onto the fact that I'm going to have my fatty coffee in a couple of hours. And that seems to work and hold me over. And then I have the second one that brings me into dinner time. And it takes me a while to assemble the dinner for us. And that's okay because I'm home. That's my time of day to do that sort of thing while I'm listening to my guilty pleasure TV. So that's it from here for me for the day. I'm a turtle. I'm a snowflake because I'm different. So are you. And I am a pickle because once you start doing this, it would be really hard to go back to the standard American diet. At least it is for me. So I won't. And so just be careful with your expectations. You can plan. You can have goals. It would be nice. Achievements, sometimes make us feel better. But don't have the expectations of Thursday by noon because you're setting yourself up. And haven't you already set yourself up enough? Right. This is where we kick back, we breathe, we enjoy, we savor the savory foods. At least that's what I do. Come join me. I will see you the next time here at Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto. And mine is under 4 today. So thank you so much. If you need the one-on-one, I offer keto phone and email packages with the chronometer at ketocoachingsarah.com. ketocoachingsarah.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye for now.